Oh, hello, beard, it's your boy Big Beard B, and we back for another edition of Big Beard Business. Those of you new to the channel, I'm B, and on this channel we help you improve your confidence by way of compliments using the wonderful world of fragrance. If this is your second video or more, we ask that you hit the subscribe button so you can come back to rock with your boy. As you can see from the title, today we are here with a fragrance review. This time we have a 2021 release. It's not the latest fragrance on the market, but it is the latest fragrance from this house. The fragrance that we're discussing today comes from the house of Dolce&Gabbana, and this fragrance is, excuse me, because the name is long, Dolce&Gabbana The One Gold Eau de Parfum Intense. So what do we have here? As you can see from this here, the presentation. Ooh. Fuck the box. Well, the presentation is gold, and it is quite annoying. I'm a little bit self-conscious with this bottle. Listen, man, before I put these videos on, I put a little bit of beard oil on, and it's making it quite difficult to use this bottle. But if you have this one, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, if you're out and about, check this thing out, put your hands on it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But enough about that. Let's talk about what this fragrance has to offer, starting with the distribution. There you have it. Nothing great, not bad, but not great in terms of the distribution. All right, trying to get this cap settled in here. There we go. All right, so what you get with this fragrance is pretty much a flanker, right? And we've seen a lot of flankers when it comes down to Dolce&Gabbana, specifically when it comes down to the one flankers. All right, there's been a lot of them. Obviously the original was a legendary fragrance. Obviously the Eau de Parfum, that one gets a lot of glory and attention. The one that released last year, which was the one Eau de Parfum Intense, that one did not get a lot of love, although I did enjoy that fragrance. Now we have this one here. So let's talk about what this fragrance has to offer. Now, the advertised primary notes in this fragrance are going to be bergamot, ginger, and the note of patchouli. All right, it's actually listed as mystic patchouli. All right, but to me, when I smell this fragrance, I get so much more. But do I like it? That is the ultimate question. But I guess the ultimate question is, will you like it? That's what matters most. All right, so what I'll tell you with this fragrance, I actually wore it again today. But what you get on this fragrance on the first spray is something that is going to be fresh. All right, and quite fresh, might I add there. So as I mentioned, in the top of this fragrance, you get that bergamot within the scent, which is obviously one of those prominent notes that are listed and obviously come off within this scent to help with that freshness. In addition to that, you get some orange within this fragrance here as well, and it comes off as fresh slash sweet, and that stays that way for all of this, right? It goes away super quick. Not that the freshness goes away, because it's still there, but it begins to transform into something that is a spicy, sweet, fresh. Now, I don't find this fragrance to be overtly sweet, not as much as the one that came out in 2020. But this fragrance does have this subtle underlying sweetness to it. Now, as I mentioned, one of the additional notes here that get a lot of emphasis are going to be that ginger. And the mid within this fragrance does come off as something that's spicy, but I must add, because I would be remiss without mentioning this, that it goes from that opening into that mid and dry down phase into this fragrance quite quickly. All right, you begin to get that spice within this fragrance, and it comes by way of a few things. We did mention the ginger. I feel there's some cardamom within the scent, and then it gets some freshness into that earthy feel here, and it's not like a overtly mature masculine scent here when it comes down to that earthiness. It's really a kind of fresh, more modern, sophisticated freshness within this scent, and it's very much there. One of the primary notes that you'll get here, although they did mention patchouli, is going to be that of vetiver. You get that vetiver here, which adds to that earthy feel. When we talk about fresh, earthy, I know that that is on the opposite scale, right? Those two things don't always go together. But again, if you think of something that is a little more modern, a little bit, masculine, and it's right where it's, hey, this is a masculine scent, it's fresh, you'll get it once you smell it. All in, this fragrance is something that it's okay, it's there. I'll tell you a little bit about my story about wearing this one today, as it's the most relevant. I sprayed this fragrance on. I did maybe 7-8 sprays, and we'll talk about why on this. I was about to leave out the house. The missus came downstairs. She said, "Oh, you smell nice." And I said, "Thank you." She said, "Who are you trying to impress?" I said, "No one. Absolutely no one." All right, so that's it. The fragrance, we go. And that's really it. That was it in terms of anything mentioned on this fragrance today. And I bring that up because the fragrance doesn't project a ton. Now you get a little bit in the opening, boom, that initial spray. You can spray this one a lot. As I mentioned, I did spray this fragrance 8 times here, right? And it goes away, it settles down into a skin scent, or at least a close skin scent, relatively quick. Within that freshness there, you get something that is a great earthiness within this fragrance. And to me, this one is more so a earthy scent versus that charismatic, masculine, seductive feel that they attempt to market this fragrance as. Now, do I enjoy this fragrance? I think it's okay. Do I hate the fragrance? I don't hate it, but I don't think this is something that I'll reach for frequently. I do find that, at least in the time that I've had this fragrance, that I would reach for the 2020 release a little bit more. Now, when we think about this fragrance, right, is this fragrance stand out? I think so, right? I think it's a standout fragrance simply due to the presentation. And that's about it. That's what's going to catch you most about this scent, is the overall presentation, and that goes away relatively quick as soon as you touch it. It's like almost like a screen on a phone, right? I have a beard, I have beard oil. I put my phone up to my beard, boom, oil is there, and that's kind of what this thing looks like after you touch it. So make sure you're wiping that down, because it takes away from the luster of this presentation. Outside of that, I think this is probably going to be the thing that grabs you the most, is going to be this gold bottle. It stands out on a shelf for sure, but that's really about it. All in, do I think you need this fragrance in your collection? No. Is it okay to have? Yes. Could you find an appropriate occasion to wear this one? Of course, right? Again, this one isn't overtly sweet. You could wear this one to the office if you wanted to, but more so casually. I don't think that I would personally wear this on a night out with the missus. Therefore, I'm not going to tell you to rock this one on a date night. That's just my personal opinion. Does not necessarily represent the views and opinions of the masses. But same time, maybe it does. Outside of that, I think that, for the price point on this fragrance, it'll probably go to discounters relatively quick. I could be wrong there, but that's been a running theme with a lot of the DOLCE&GABBANA The One fragrances. That's what I have on this one. When should you wear it in terms of seasons? Well, I think this fragrance will probably work fall-ish. Obviously, we're in the fall time now. I think this fragrance will work in early fall. I don't think this fragrance has enough depth. It doesn't project enough, and not enough staying power to really help you in the deep fall, early winter, and definitely not into the deeps of winter. In terms of spring, I think this fragrance could work in spring, simply because it starts off with that fresh, spicy feel that I think it really would work in a springtime environment. And again, as this fragrance dries down, you get some of that sweetness and then a lot of that earthiness within this fragrance, more so related to that patchouli and vetiver. So that is my take on this fragrance. Like it, love it, you want some more of it, I'm not sure. That is up to you. This is what I have to say about this one here. Again, most thing that stands out on this fragrance to me is going to be the presentation in terms of the bottle. Fuck the box. All right, that's all I have for you guys and girls today. As always, I'm your boy, Big Beard B. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell a friend that we are back again. Be the one to hit the goddamn